Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
One of my favorite terms that you, I think, invented was the verb party out.
Yeah.
I think this came in Suikoden where like one guy's walking around the map.
Yeah.
And then when everyone has to stop and have a conversation, everybody shoots out of the hero.
Yeah, I think that was because either sprite limitations or there was just such a small 240p resolution that you needed to have one guy moving at one time.
Yeah, and in the case of Suikoden, there's like 6 guys moving around. That would be weird, right? Speaking of Suikoden, I've been playing a little bit of the spiritual successor to Suikoden, E11 Chronicle.
Of course.
100 heroes. And there's something about it that I feel like could be a deal breaker for me, and it makes me no longer want
Just one thing?
Yeah, just one thing.
Okay.
All the technical things have been fixed, and it runs great on PC, and it runs great on Steam Deck. I didn't have any issues with that.
Thank God it's not on consoles. Go ahead.
It ran fine on PS5 as well, by the way. So whenever there's a party out moment, the game likes to, instead of just like shooting the guys out of the guys and letting them be standing there.
Yeah, guys shooting.
Yeah, it fades out and then fades back in.
That's fucked up.
And it does it over
and over and over again.
It'll be like, fade out.
There has to be some technical reason why they couldn't make guys come out of it. Like it was a problem they couldn't solve efficiently.
I want somebody to tell me I need to know the technical reason for that, because it's flabbergasting, because like there will be moments in which you will walk to the right, it will fade out, fade back in, have like 3 dialogue boxes, fade back out, fade back in, take 6 steps to the right, fade out, fade back in, and do it again.
That shit'll ruin your life.
It ruined my life. It made me not want to play the game anymore.
Like that stuff stacks up and adds up, and you just see like the time left in your life just wasting away.
It is equivalent to like a microaggression.
Oh, yeah.
The game is being microaggressive to me over and over again until I finally break. It is gaslighting me into thinking that this is a fine video game. And I can't deal with it, and I need to know why. Please tell me the answer at patreon.com/retroam. Give me
$10,000.
Would you like to hear some hot sounds I recorded?
You mean hot sounds I recorded?
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast about classic Japanese role-playing games, where we discuss them chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 6, where we are covering the tactical RPG, Final Fantasy Tactics. My name is Chris, and I'm joined today by Eric. Hello!
Tactical role-playing game.
I love tactical role-playing games. I love playing roles and moving guys on maps. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on a secret video feed at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion who drew the Piccolo sprite in whatever Dragon Ball Z game Chris destroyed his PS1 by trying to import and play.
Initializing FakeNet. Dragon Ball Z. That's the one where all of the characters are named after pasta shapes.
That game used to be referred to colloquially as Dragon Ball Z Legends, but I don't think it's actually called that. That's just what people call it on the internet. Dragon Ball Z Legends is something else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what it's called.
Dragon Ball Z 偉大なるドラゴンボール伝説
Was the game good?
It was the closest thing to playing Dragon Ball Z at that time.
Okay, I mean, like when you import a game from Japan, you're all hyped up, you mod your PS1, you get that, and it's like, do you will it into being good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a very good
for you.
game, but it was the closest thing to actually playing Dragon Ball Z, and the whole point of the game was to do the fights and have the things happen as they happened in the show, and you will unlock things.
And that became the blueprint for every Dragon Ball Z game going forward.
No, every Dragon Ball Z game going forward forces you to do the things from the show. This game, you could do whatever you wanted. And if you did the things from the show, like let so-and-so knock out so-and-so, then you would get extra points and stuff.
That's tight.
And it had good music and lots of good kicking sounds. I think that
Lots of good kicking sounds. That's a box quote.
Yes, I think the Saturn version was considered superior.
If it was 2D, then it almost had to be, with rare exception.
It had 2D sprites and 3D backgrounds, so maybe it was
close enough. Grandia. Let you know what else is close enough? Close to where we are right now? Lionel Castle.
Yeah, the gate of Lionel Castle. That's where we are.
Is it a gate or is it a facade?
Is that what yours says?
No, I just made that up. That is my own editorializing of what we're approaching. A facade.
Okay. Sure.
of a
Can
castle
be.
wall as music, commander, and training plays.
Yeah, there's some red-caped knights standing up atop a castle fort. The gates are kind of wooden-looking. With us is Agrius, Mustadio, Ramza, and Ovelia.
The guards atop the wall ask our merry band of heroes what the shit we're doing here. Agrius introduces herself as Knight of the Lion's Guard. My companions and I have journeyed from Orborn Monastery seeking sanctuary. By the grace of Saint Ajora, I beg you, lay open your gate. The guard's like, yeah, it's cool.
Is she saying like, yo, praise Jesus, let me in?
Yeah, praise Jesus. We're from the God over there, the God installment back there, wherever that is. We need to come in here. And the guy's like, yeah, man, that's cool. It's sanctuary by the Lord's grace, whatever. Get in here. The gate opens. Our heroes stroll in, fade to black. We don't have to do any of those Lord Reidenbacher, Suikoden antics to bullshit our way past the gates.
They put one of those in E11 Chronicle.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
That stuff, does that work for you? Are you like you fucking guys, or it's like, can you do something new, please? What are you doing?
I only played the game for about 6 hours, so I don't know.
Awesome. Short scene, but I'm glad it was here, Chris. Now we're inside.
Yeah.
Music, Holy Angela's theme plays.
Holy Angela?
It says Angela on the soundtrack, even though they just said Angora. I have no idea what the truth is.
Probably what it is. I forgot to write this one down. We are now in a musty room.
Office.
Old guy in a purple cape is standing on the opposite side of a large round table. Candles are burning.
I have a bald man wearing his draperies with a purple hood.
Yeah. Immediately, first impression, even before seeing his character portrait, this guy's got to be the manipulator.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You blew my mind when you said that these are actual, when you referenced them being actual people. I just thought they were like thematic titles. Like, I didn't know that there was a meager in the, you know what I mean?
Well, that's just something that I made up, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Identifythemanipulator.com.
Yes.
Chris, how many slots are in that candelabra on the table?
I'm using my mind's eye to look at it right now. I want to say 5.
It's 4.
Damn.
Fucking serious, though. 4 candles simultaneously on a wooden table.
Damn.
Playing with fire, literally.
Damn.
You pick up in mid-conversation. We've already told Delacroix, what'd you call him, Dracula's son?
Yeah, Draclau.
Draclau.
Dracli.
Draclau the Burninator.
We've already told him our deal. He replies, I see, Lady Agrius. In such circumstances as this, I am fain to lend whatever help I can. Chris, what do you think fain means? Like I am defaulted to?
Fain, F-E-I-G-N?
F-A-I-N.
F-A-I-N.
Yeah,
oh.
feign means like
Yeah.
deceit type shit, but this
Yeah.
is the different feign.
Oh, I have no fucking clue. Do we want to ask?
Yeah, fake net, what's that?
Initializing fakenet. Fein comes from the Old English feigen, meaning happy, glad, or well pleased. When you're fain to do something, you are happy to do it. Like when you ask me too many stupid questions and I am fain to grow arms and beat you both senseless.
Can you read the sentence again?
I see, Lady Agrius. In such circumstances as this, I am fain to lend whatever help I can. I read that as defaulted.
Predisposed.
Predisposed is a good word,
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
okay.
I have to. I must. I shall dispatch a courier to Milan at once. High Confessor Marcel will have this news from my own hand.
High Confessor Marcel?
Hell yeah, dude. You know him? Is he from around the way? Do you not exist in your game?
High?
Who the fuck is High Confessor Marcel?
You mean High Priest Funeral?
I mean funeral?
Yes. Agrius says, will High Priest Funeral help us?
His name's fucking Funeral. They called him Funeral.
Funeral. It's just spelled like funeral.
Cardinal Delacroix continues. We will expose... That's the highest sin this game's commuted by fucking Mr. Funeral. We will expose Duke Lard's misdeeds and ensure that no harm befall you, princess. Ah, wonderful, Chris. Everything I ever wanted given to me. Wrap this shit up. There's no way that's too good to be true.
Yes.
Chris, next question. What is a high confessor? Will that guy be the most fucked guy yet?
The High Confessor, let's talk about the word confessor, right?
Uh-huh. That's the guy I had to go tell my sins to, right?
No, that's the guy who tells the sins.
The high confessor tells the sins?
No, he's telling all the sins of everybody. He's
Why
the
would he do that? They're bound to silence.
No, he's not.
I go confess my sins to fucking Delacroix, and he tells them to the high confessor, and the high confessor tells all my pervert crimes to the congregation.
No, he doesn't. He has a.
He tells them to God.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that true? The priest tells my sins to God. That's what those fuckers do in there.
I don't know. Yes, I guess so. It's possible.
That's not right. It's supposed to be between me and the priest. God can't know, even though God's omnipotent. God, maybe.
But
fuck,
God, I mean,
fuck.
does the priest really have to go into and get the God phone and tell God, or is the priest acting as a representative of God, and by you telling your sins to the priest is the high confessor? But in the case of this game, the high confessor is taking all the sins and the confessions that the priest have gathered into one, like orb, and then floating that orb to God.
Sin orb.
Yes. Yes.
I watched a Heath Ledger movie one time. I forget what the hell it was called. Maybe even called The Order. You know what his job was in that movie?
A high confessor?
Sin eater.
Sin eater.
People confessed to him and he ate the sins.
I feel like I've seen Sin Eater in something. Fake Net, what else have I seen Sin Eater in?
Initializing fake net. A sin eater is a person who consumes a ritual meal in order to spiritually take on the sins of a deceased person. In popular media, the concept of a sin eater has appeared in Marvel Comics, That Jason Bourne Shit, the TV show Succession, Final Fantasy XIV, and Season 5 of Fargo. Also, while we're here, Catholic priests may not reveal what they have learned during confession to anyone, even under the threat of their own death or that of others. Initializing fake net.
Here's a completely different fake net response for some reason.
I don't know what you're thinking about, probably anime. According to an article from allthat'sinteresting.com by Kalina Fraga titled The Bizarre History of Sin Eaters, people who were hired to literally consume the misdeeds of the dead, the ritual of sin eating started to spread as early as the 17th century. Following a death, often an unexpected one, sin eaters were summoned to the deceased's home. As the family watched, the sin eater would pick up food left on the dead person's chest. The food, usually bread or a pastry, was believed to have absorbed the deceased's unconfessed and lingering sins. While sitting on a stool and facing the door, the sin eater ate it, taking on the sins for himself.
More importantly, Chris, this high confessor, if we're gathering all of these fucked individuals, what is the potentiality for a villain table?
You mean a council of fucked up guys?
Well, obviously, but for them to have a table to congregate around.
Are you asking what the potentiality of that is?
Yeah. Like near 100%, right?
With this guy, Draclau, or...
And High Confessor Marcel.
And High Confessor Funeral. How does that happen?
I don't know. Agrius wonders if this High Confessor will hear our plea. Chris, Delacroix has a bulletproof reassurance. Fear not, dear lady, you are in my care now. Princess Ovelia can scarce feel at ease while those tasked with her safety are vexed with such worriment. You may enjoy the comforts of the castle, waiting though they are, while we await reply from Milan. Chris, can you think of a JRPG where the church is good?
Can you think of a JRPG where the church is good? Yes!
Which one?
Dragon Quest. It's where you save your game and
point.
revive your allies.
Uh-huh. How about that?
And you can do other stuff there too.
It's the one where the monsters can be your friends. So he says you may enjoy the comforts of this castle, wanting though they are, as he's like, yo, our shit sucks, but you can stay here. Or is it because it's the church, it's like impoverished on purpose?
Well, I mean...
This ain't Vatican City with the Michelangelo ceiling.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Delacroix continues. So long as Saint Ajora is our guide, we have naught to fear, child. As for you, my young machinist, I have given consideration to your troubles as well. I will send a hand-picked company of my finest men to Goug and put an end to this bear trading company, these Beagle boys.
Destroy the Bart Company. Speaking of Saint Ajora, we talked about the Christ figure from Evilist lore.
Yeah.
That is Saint Ajora.
That is Saint Ajora. I was going to say, what constitutes a saint in this world? Is there only one or are there many?
Saint Ajora is the only one that I know of.
King Saint. Chris, is Delacroix going to send the church's kill squad to bust up the merchant society or whatever fucking Mustadio's coming from? Or church assassins? Is that what we're doing here?
Given that Chapter 2 is called The Manipulator and the Subservient, and I'm wondering if this guy is the manipulator. If so, if he is the manipulator, he very likely is manipulating the Bart Company to do something for him, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're right. He's not going to kill him. He's going to coerce them into working into his evil plans.
Yes. At this point, I'm just trying to figure out who the Subservient is.
Ramza has a chance to gather the outlaws of the marsh and start his own shit here, but Final Fantasy Tactics is going in a different direction, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's a catch. Delacroix wants to hear the shit Mustadio and his dad did to deserve this pursuit. Mustadio can't get it out, though. But to help him, Delacroix brandishes a red crystal from his cloak pocket.
Yes, I would describe it as he takes it out of his pockets to bling it.
What the hell is about to happen here? Delacroix asks us if we're familiar with the legend of the Zodiac Braves.
Oh, you mean the Zodiac Brave story?
The myths and legends, Chris.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Agrius tells the gang, in my youth I often heard a fanciful tale of that name at Mass.
Mass.
Delacroix...
More Catholic.
She says Mass. Yeah,
more
totally,
Catholic.
man. It's the church. Delacroix is peeved at the perception of church as myths and legends. He tells Agrius, what's this? Surely, Lady Agrius, you do not aver that the church would mislead its flock? Surely not, Chris. Not this church. Agrius tells the Pope, no, of course. But if, she's lying.
Yeah.
Ovelia comes to life to tell us the tale. Here's a lot of text, I'm sorry, but we must indulge in the lore.
Yes.
Long ago, before the mountains had ceased their wandering and struck their roots into the earth. Great mountain metaphor. Not how that works.
Excuse
with
me,
tectonics,
Eric. Long ago when the land was much different.
Long ago, when the land was much different, the Lucavi held dominion over the world. 12 heroes there were who came forward to challenge these Lucavi. In a long and bitter struggle, they succeeded in driving the Lucavi to the spirit world, and Zigolis again knew peace. The 12 each bore an auracite crystal emblazoned with a house of the night sky. And so in time, they became known as the Zodiac Braves. Ever after, when discord and strife paid visit to the halls of men, they would return to save us once more.
Oh, okay.
Chris, how the fuck is that going to help us learn of Mustadio's crimes?
Well, if he's involved with these stones, right?
Yeah.
Because he's after ancient technology. Ancient technology must be activated by magical stones.
Yeah.
That
Did you have your own localization note on that? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Most of it is the same. They also use the term Zodiac Braves, but when they sent, what did you say? They sent the Lucavi to the spirit world?
Yeah.
In the PlayStation, they don't send them to the spirit world. They
Send him to hell?
They send them to Hades.
Fuck yeah. It's good. Get some Greek lore in here.
Hades 2 early access out now. It's good.
These 12, did these go to form, which obviously 12 tribes is, all that shit.
12 Zodiac stones.
Yeah, also Zodiacs, right, of course. Did they go to, these heroes, did they go to found their own nations? Like, are they immortals because they have the stone? Have they been, like, the stones here are portrayed as being good, but I know because I've played these games, the stones are in fact bad. So, like, is this the actual legend or is this history? Has history been legendized, and this is like the tale of it that Ovelia's learned through the fucked church?
I think this has something to do with the end of the world that happened after Final Fantasy XII.
Well, it has something to do, but like, is this actually what happened, or is this the church's version of what happened?
Oh, well, I mean, we are in the middle of experiencing hidden history or lost history. With, what's his name? Aprazolam? That's Xanax.
Aphrodisiac, yeah.
Yeah. The historian at the beginning of the game.
Raslam, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, yeah, great question. Don't know the answer to it, though.
Ovelia said, ever after, when discord and strife paid visit to the halls of men, they would return to save us. Chris, what saves your halls of men from discord and strife?
What saves my halls of men?
From discord and strife.
I think what saves all men from discord and strife is Sunday night football.
Sunday night football, 8 hours of sleep, and meat.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be meat, just protein. Like
protein,
beans
okay,
are good. Beans are fine.
Yeah.
You know
bagels got a lot of protein?
Bagels?
Yeah, fucking bagels have like 7 grams. It's more than
Really?
you expect from bread. Delacroix compliments Ovelia on her command of myths and legends, but she has more. Elder Simon himself instructed me at Orban. Yes, I love Elder Simon. Which reminds me of another thing he said. Saint Najora walked with the 12, and together they saved Zigolis from ruin. Chris, you know what goes hard? Saint Najora, this motherfucker walked with the 12.
He walked with the 12.
Walking with the 12 is that a vibes-based thing, or can only religious scholars of the world identify such a person? Like, can you identify somebody who walks with the 12?
Like me personally?
No, you can't. Fuck no.
Yeah.
But can someone in this game like instantly sense an overly religious person, or is that exclusive to Saint Najora?
I think it's got to be in the church lore. Like, it has to be canonized.
Did you have anything different for Walk with the 12? Because that to me is so good.
Mr. Simon taught me at the Oborn Monastery.
Mr. Simon?
Yes. He also said Saint Najora and the Braves saved Zigolis from chaos.
God, that sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
If it wasn't already clear, Delacroix now tells the party what the red rock is. We call the crystals of the 12 the Zodiac Stones. The stone you see before you is a stone from that very legend.
Oh.
The crystal blinks. The camera reframes our party in front of it, and Ovelia realizes it's auracite, which she didn't think was possible. Chris, you know the church is out here trying to get a hold of all of these fucking magic rocks.
What else would they be doing?
Yeah, that is their sole pursuit, and my guy's got one on him, which is an immense display of power.
We are getting into this kind of bullshit now, and which is, I guess, a little bit disappointing.
That's my note.
But I think what is interesting is trying to figure out how the political conflict intersects with the evil church plot. And if the political conflict is simply there to serve that plot, that would be disappointing. But if there's some sort of interesting in the way these two things intersect, I think it would be better.
You kind of gave me hope and comfort there, because the wind went out of my sails when I was like, oh God, we're going to be spending the rest of the game chasing down rocks, aren't we?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. Well, I don't know. But that's not all. According to Delacroix, the crystals held the sacred power to keep the Lucavi at bay. I confess, I feel some power deep within, but mine eyes only see a common crystal. Oh, and then my thought is, they're just regular rocks. This is all horse shit.
Could be. I doubt it, though.
Ramza notices the color has left Mustadio's face, and Delacroix picks up on it, asking Mustadio, "You have seen a stone like this one beneath Goug, haven't you?" The gang turns their heads to face Mustadio, and he confesses, "Machines whose fires have long since guttered out lie strewn in the tunnels beneath the city, but pass that stone near them, and you can hear them stir."
Oh, I was right. If the stones do get near the machines, then they start to howl, according to Mustadio in my game.
They're magic airship batteries, like proximity batteries.
Yeah. How that works, I don't know.
No, I have no idea. I don't think we'll know either. Delacroix intuits that the Beagle Boys seek the aura site. Mustadio, in so many words, says he doesn't know what the shit these things are, only that Ludovic Bert, which is the best name in this game so far, seeks to make weapons out of them.
Well, High Priest Funeral, that's the best thing in the game.
Ludovic Bert. My father would not give them the stone, so they took him instead. Delacroix continues to act as the solution to every single one of our problems. He says, "Put your worries from your mind, my young machinist. The church will see this matter is dealt with. Our forces will strike and wrest the stone from their hands." God, the church wants these stones. Oh my God.
Wow.
Mustadio hesitates as he replies. He's like, of course, Your Eminence. And is that because he's nervous or because he doesn't trust the church? Or this guy?
I mean, based on what we know of what Mustadio has been through, I don't think he trusts anybody.
Well,
he did come here willingly for help, so.
I wondered if he just didn't want to tell them any of this shit, because he's always hesitant to tell it, but they high confessed this out of Mustadio.
Yeah, that's true.
Ramza turns to face Mustadio and declares that he'll join the company that makes for Goug. Agrius steps forward with what I think are parting words. "We would never have succeeded in reaching His Eminence the Cardinal without you, Ramza. You have my thanks as well." Ovelia wishes us well, and the dividing parties exchange aristocratic pleasantries. Fade to black.
World map?
World map.
World Mat.
I got some rumors, Eric. Want to hear some more rumors?
Of course.
First rumor I have is not rumor, it's lore. It's called the Zodiac Brave story. Long before Evilis was united, the land was divided into 7 kingdoms: Zeltenia, Fovahem, Lionel, Limberry, Lasalle, Galleon, and Morond. We've heard of some of those places.
Hell yeah.
Each tried to expand their territory, and the struggles continued for hundreds of years until an ambitious new king was born in Morond. He gathered a great army from all over Evilis and fought, but victory did not come easily.
Fuck yeah.
Then the king found a secret way to summon a magic god, proper noun, from the netherworld. But when he tried to use its powers, the magic god killed the king and tried to destroy the world. 12 brave souls defeated the devils summoned by the magic god and sent him back to the netherworld. At this time, the 12 warriors were crested with 12 zodiac symbols, and the people began to call them the Zodiac Braves.
WarriorCrest.com.
Zodiac Stone is the next entry. Crystal said to be made in a mythic era with a zodiac symbol carved on their surface. The crystal was known as the Zodiac Stone of the 12 zodiac symbols.
What a great sentence.
The stones are said to have holy powers used by the Zodiac Braves to work miracles. The last time they were seen was during Saint Ajora's time, and no one has seen them since. Also, the final rumor is called the Bart Company's Dark Rumor. Bart Trading Company, based in Wargelis, is increasing in popularity because it donates heavily to projects improving the infrastructure and orphanages.
Oh, yeah.
So, roads and...
Who can say no to that?
Roads and kids.
Yeah, just keep buying lottery tickets. They fund education, Chris.
But they are not only known for their charity. Some say they are a criminal outfit involved in opium smuggling, slavery, and even murder.
It kills me that opium is a thing in this game.
Yeah, I wonder
of all drugs, why the fuck?
So you had opium in your translation, and I had opium in mine, right?
Yeah, but so it was in a different part of the game.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, the word is probably
opium's
there.
Here.
Yeah. Who knows the real truth about this company, question mark. The end. Next.
I do wish we were just tracking down, opium dens and addicts rather than Zodiac stones.
Oh, yeah, the game would be much more...
We're not cops.
Yeah, I mean, it is a Final Fantasy game, so it does have to become Final Fantasy at some point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it doesn't, but it is.
It is.
Ziglius Swamp?
I don't want to say this out loud because I'm going to embarrass myself. You tell me what that's called in my game.
Tchigolith Fenlands? Tchigolith Fenlands.
Fignet, how do you say that word?
Initializing FakeNet. Tchigolith Fenlands. Burn your car's old tires in Tchigolith Fenlands.
Wow.
Music, Night Attack plays, and we run into the Monster Squad.
Yeah, it's a nasty, haunted bog full of ghosts and whatnot.
The battlefield is flooded and fucked with a bunch of dips and trenches along with rotting tree trunks. I see a Marlborough, a bunch of Caped Skullmen, and a purple phantoms with gold cloaks.
Oh, I did not get a Marlborough.
This is my first Marble, and I'm like, oh, good, great.
I haven't seen one yet. I wonder if the encounter was changed for the PSP version or if it was just random monsters.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There are preset encounters in the random battles, but this is not a random battle. This is a story battle, although you're just fighting monsters.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out, because I've been fighting monsters a lot and not noting it, because who cares? But this is like an actual thing.
Conditions for winning Murder to the Dead.
Ramza can't believe this shit. Just when I thought this fen could grow no fouler.
This fin is pretty foul.
Mustadio contributes, solid footing scarce enough, and rain to rob us of that. Be careful. Mence.
Yep, Did you notice someone's not here?
Agrius?
Yep, not here.
Yeah, she parted. This is where I notice I have 3 chocobos. What the hell's happening? And later I would find out via Mark W in the Discord they're breeding, and Razum ? Also chimed in to say monsters will also produce more monsters.
Oh, yeah. So, but you have to go recruit those monsters with a mediator if you want to have non-chocobo monsters.
Interesting.
So
monsters making monsters.
Yep.
I'm rolling with 2 monks and a mystic.
A mystic? What's that? Oh, an oracle.
Sure. Yeah. Teleportation.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. I left Corn in the swamp water and she's instantly poisoned.
I've got Lester out here throwing shurikens at guys.
Is Mustadio turning people to stone in yours?
I don't think Mustadio is turning people to stone. He does have a special ability. I think in mine it's called aim. I don't know what it's called in yours. Or snipe, I think it's called.
Same.
Snipe.
I've got aim.
It's called aim in yours. It's snipe in mine, I think. By the way, I wanted to point this out earlier and I forgot. Mustadio is a boss in the Final Fantasy XIV Return to Evilis.
Is 14 just like an amalgamation of all cool shit ever?
Yeah, if Mustadio is in there and there's also Final Fantasy 12 stuff in there, it's just like a fucking, like a time suck.
Isn't there near stuff in that? I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Is this like the Square's version of what Fortnite is trying to become with a pop culture Ouroboros?
It's Square's version of Kingdom Hearts. Sorry, I was stupid. One of the enemies here is a sad Moogle. It's called Eribo.
I would never attack a Moogle.
It looks sad, though. What if it was sad looking? It doesn't have...
Well, I mean, people who are depressed should be executed, I guess.
It doesn't...
let's go kill the Moogle, Chris.
It doesn't have a round nose, though, so I don't think it's an official Moogle. I don't know.
Bastardization of Moogles.
I also jump in the bog and get poisoned.
Get in there, man.
Yeah, but nothing else of note here other than just throwing shurikens and leveling up.
I try to attack stone monsters and my guys just keep missing. What the hell? That question is resolved when I kill everybody else and then win with the battle with stone guys still stoned. Yeah,
usually in Final Fantasy games, if you're petrified, you are considered dead.
Cool.
You just have to be revived differently.
I would prefer them to be petrified because then at least if it's my squad, the number doesn't start going up, right?
Yeah, I have ended a battle with a character that's petrified and they were fine.
I should start to try to petrify my own characters when they're getting deep in the shit. Cheaper than a potion.
Might be easier just to try to win.
I don't know about that. I'm having a rough time trying to do that, Chris. Let's look for ways around the problem rather than solving the problem.
Okay. Congratulations, the battle is complete. You got jack shit.
World map. New place to go. Clockwork City of Goug. Music, Fur, Meat, and Bone Store plays.
Oh, you mean the Poacher's Den. Have you been to the actual Poacher's Den yet?
What's that?
It's a place you can go into town and sell furs.
Oh, no.
Only way you can get furs is to get the...
See, I don't have any furs.
It's a thief skill. You have to equip a thief skill and then...
Thief? You mean dishonest liar? I don't have any of those in my squad, Chris.
I don't want to poach anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to kill.
Yeah, I just want to get... We'll leave it here to rot.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here in Goug.
It's either morning or evening based on sky color. I can't tell.
To me, it looks like the sun is setting.
Pink and orange.
Yeah, there's folks like chatting and laughing in the streets. There's a guy petting a chocobo. There's like...
Yeah, this isn't like a fuck city.
Yeah,
it's a peaceful one. There's
just,
no ruffians.
He's petting a chocobo, unlike me who kills them.
Little fans spin out of the side of Tudor-style houses and NPCs are milling about.
I love it.
Mustadio and Ramza walk on a pathway between 2 rooftops, with the former stating, "These Bert curs are nowhere to be seen."
Curs?
Cur, an aggressive dog or one that is in poor condition, especially a mongrel.
Oh, that's an insult.
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Old English Insults Power Ranking.
I'm glad we're still getting these after Argath left.
An aggressive dog or one that is in poor condition.
Poor condition dog. How do you spell that?
Cur, C-U-R.
Cur, C-U-R.
Cur, I see you both are.
Like, the word isn't that good, but an aggressive dog or one that's fucked up.
That is what I was going to say as well. Like, I don't really love the word, but the definition is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I think it probably goes to the bottom.
Okay, well, sure. Yeah, okay. Like, it just makes
Claude, Squealer, Common Maid, Winch, they're all better than that.
Yeah, I would much, because, like, cur, like, no one's going to know what the hell any of this shit means. So if I call somebody a cur, they're like, did you just call me a curb?
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to track.
All right, let's read it. We have 16 total insults now. Cur, churl, he soils our name, dogs my every move, clod, squealer, common maid, winch, such wretches, moppets, whoreson, dog, lackwit, vulgar knave, milksop, rabble, common footpad, and of course, you've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter Saul you sired.
Mustadio also notes there has been no sign of a battle between Lionel's griffins, which means something's amiss. He's going to figure out what's what. He's going to meet Ramza at Lowtown later.
Oh, you mean the slums?
Yeah, are those called Lowtown in yours? I think there was an Old Town in Final Fantasy XII. I don't think it was called Lowtown. Now I'm freaking out. What's my memory? FakeNet, is there a Lowtown in Final Fantasy XII?
Initializing FakeNet. Yes. Lowtown lies below Rabanastra in Final Fantasy XII. After the Empire took over the city, many people were forced to move below the street level, and now Lowtown is as booming with activity as the Upper Town.
Camera pans up and we fade to black. World map, I don't know, is that it? We're just dropping Mustadio off in a city? What the shit?
Yep. Once we
Okay.
try to leave, then it triggers the next thing.
I get into a battle in Goug Lowtown, music anxiety plays.
Oh, you mean tension before battle?
That's exactly what I meant.
Okay.
Darkness is beginning to fall, and Ramza walks up to the end of a roof in this ramp-ass section of town.
Of note here, when we pick our party, we actually can pick 5 dudes, and and we don't have to worry about a guest. We have no
One
guests this time.
additional dude. Mm-hmm. He's wondering where Mustadio is, and his ass should have been here by now. Mustadio, in my opinion, is either dead, kidnapped, or orchestrating some kind of double cross. Mm-hmm. It begins to rain, and Ramza, while holding open the palm of his hand to feel that rain, wonders if Mustadio could have been captured. From the shadows, we hear a man's voice. Friend of Mustadio's, Ramza does a 180 and wonders who's there. A cloaked figure emerges, along with other dudes from behind the rooftops. He yells for his goons to bring him out.
2 female archers. What is the man's name in the dialogue box? Do you know in yours? Just man, guy, voice?
It's nothing
night?
right now, yeah.
Oh, his name in mine is titled Ill-Looking Man.
He's got brain colors.
He does have brain colors. He looks both clergy and merchant adjacent. He's like a big dude in robes.
He's doing 2 classes simultaneously. He's dual-wielding classes.
He could be like, we've been dealing with both clergy and, rogue merchants, and this guy looks like he could belong to either faction.
The cloaked figure emerges with more dudes and yells for his goons to bring him out.
A thief brings out the captured Mustadio.
Mustadio appears on the side of the screen along with a goon behind him. The goon is shoving Mustadio forward with terrific pixel animation. I think Mustadio must have fucked up because the first thing Mustadio does is apologize to Ramza. Ramza wonders if Mustadio has been hurt, but the lead goon tells Ramza to not take one step further. Ramza, though, knows who it is. You must be Ludovic. Ramza then demands Ludicrous let Mustadio go. Ludovic is willing to oblige under a direct condition. I'm a reasonable man. Chris, whenever the villain says I'm a reasonable man, you know he's not a reasonable man.
He's not a reasonable man. It's not happening.
I just want the aura sight. Once I have it, I'll loose him soon enough. So where have you hidden it? Tell me. Mustadio, though, gives him the dots, which prompts Ludovic to try another plan. Is that how you want to play it? Maybe this will hasten your speech. You there, out with the other one. Yet another goon appears, this one with a blonde guy with his hands tied behind his back.
It's Dad.
MustadioFather.com. The goon kicks the prisoner in the back to move him forward. And like Chris said, it's his dad. Mustadio wonders what they've done to him, but Pops doesn't give a shit, immediately telling Mustadio, I'm fine, son. Don't tell them where it is.
Does Pops have a name in your game?
Not yet.
Oh.
But is that true? If Pop's captors had fucked him up some, would that make it better or worse for Mustadio in this situation? Like, he told Mustadio, hey, I'm fine, don't tell him. But if he's all fucked up, do you think that would, prompt Mustadio to tell him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're doing a bad job.
Well, it's true, because Mustadio does not cough up the location. A goon then shoves Mustadio's dad inside a nearby rooftop doorway. Ludovic then issues a taunt to Mustadio, saying, well, feeling a bit more game now?
We'll note in the PlayStation version, his father has already been named. His name is Best Rodeo.
It's not named later, but to my human ears, you just said Best Rodeo.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Quick question here, Chris. This is actually 2 questions. If your dad was taken hostage and you had a magic Jesus rock you were concealing, would you give up the rock or save your dad?
You mean give it the rock to save my dad?
Yeah. Or would you let your dad take a beating and risk not giving up the rock? It's a magic Jesus rock.
Does the rock have the same consequences?
Fuck yeah.
I'm keeping the rock.
You're keeping the rock?
Yeah.
Fuck dad, you've already had your time, you're out.
Yeah.
Next question. Same scenario, but you're the hostage and your kids make the choice. Do your kids let dad go or do your kids get the magic rock? Your kids are 9 years old?
The kids keep the rock.
You sure?
Yeah.
They're not going to let...
We've had a talk about The Rock. You don't give up The Rock.
Okay, that's good.
You know?
I'm glad you're educating them well in the ways of life, Chris. So my next question, Ludovic then issues a taunt and says, well, feeling more game. Why is Ramza even here? Like, what are we doing in this scenario?
He was told to meet Mustadio in the slums.
So are we part of a scenario that's Mustadio planned for with this?
I think so. I don't think Mustadio planned on getting caught, but it's
still possible?
Yes.
Well, that didn't work on Mustadio. He tells Ludovic, there's a chimney just behind Ramza. You'll find it there. Chris, this is going to be a ruse, or did Mustadio just break without really even being bent? Ludovic then addresses Ramza. Bring that to us, would you? Small enough work to spare your friend's life. Ramza makes his way down the other rooftop, checks the chimney, and sure enough, finds a blinging object. He thinks this must be it.
So the only way Ramza would have known that it was there, like you can't just rummage around a chimney and find something. You have to know exactly where it is.
And Mustadio told him it was in the chimney.
But in the chimney, that's so vague.
I don't know. You ever been in a chimney?
Like
There's only one chimney up here.
If I'm on the roof, and someone says, go get it out of the chimney, where in the chimney is it?
It's going to be fucking duct tape at the side of the chimney, right inside the rim where you can't see it from aerial photography.
Okay, I stand corrected. The point I'm trying to make is that I feel like Ramza already knows where the stone is.
The real one or this fake one?
The one in the chimney. Like he knows where to look in the chimney because Mustadio told him where to look in the chimney. Like before all this happened.
Half-assed plot.
Yeah.
Ramza returns to his original position and demands Ludovic let Mustadio and his dad go. We then arrive at an impasse. Ludovic wants the stone first, but Ramza wants his men released first. Ramza hurls the stone at Ludovic, who makes an impressive one-handed grab. I was really impressed with that.
Yes.
To my surprise, Mustadio then is released. These are men of honor. Ludovic remarks, a true Zodiac stone at last. This should bring a smile to the Cardinal's face. You've been most helpful, most helpful. Pity you've outlived your usefulness. Kill them. God damn it, we're fucked and the Cardinal is an asshole.
It is shocking that the clergyman named Dracula is in on this shit.
Do you think, would you one of them to let that simmer just a little bit longer than like the next plot point?
I think it would be nice if it simmered a little bit longer, but by its nature of not simmering, it makes me feel like there are bigger fish to fry than just the Cardinal LaCroix. Yeah.
It's on the way there, not the destination.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, we are now victims of a subplot we didn't know existed 2 hours ago.
Yes.
Ramza, would this ever happen if we didn't meet Mustadio? Like, is that like I mean, of course you shouldn't think backwards like that, but it is kind of weird, right?
You're right. Because we were we were on our way to meet the Cardinal.
Yeah, but Mustadio is all about the Auracite shit.
I think we would have somehow been mixed up in this and just not have met Mustadio, and he would have been killed.
Ramza, like us, realizes the Cardinal was plotting to do this shit from the start. Just then, the camera pulls back to reveal our line of new metal heroes as music trisection plays, and we seamlessly transition to a battle.
Objective, kill the fuckers.
Defeat the enemies, commence.
I brought Ramza with me. Of course, he's here.
Yeah.
He's got a gun now.
You gave Ramza a gun? How'd you do that?
Before you leave Goug Machine...
Clockwork City Goug?
Yeah. Machine City is what it's called in mine. They sell guns there.
Uh-huh.
So before you click out and the battle starts, you can buy that. And so I turn him into a chemist and have him wield a gun. And so...
Gun chemistry.
Ramza just naturally knows how to use a gun because he has changed hats.
Okay. That'll do it.
They have 2 summoners. I get double Shivad.
Oh, that's nice. How'd that work out for you?
It looks bad. However, Lester is chucking fireballs at the archers.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Keeping them at bay.
Hurling them.
Mustadio does not have his gun anymore, by the way. He's been stripped.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do you have to replace his gun?
No, I think it's in your inventory.
Okay.
But he's been stripped. He can still, however, use his arm aim move and disable somebody.
Does he throw a rock?
He just punches.
Oh, okay.
He punches their arms
aim my punch.
So they don't act. This was a tough battle, but I had to play it safe and use buildings for cover and then kind of just draw them in. What about you?
Well, here's my notes. First note, somebody shoves a knife in Mustadio's ear.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop shooting me with poison arrows.
Okay.
One of the bad guys is named Little John, which is very funny to me.
Oh, yeah?
Why would I use a class that isn't monk? I bring 3 monks and 1 mystic to this one, and they kick ass. Skeeting over these rooftops seems to take a lot of movement and time. It restricts it, whatever.
Go and get the thief skill move +2. It's better than
Not to
move.
be a thief. I don't steal.
Better than move
I do not
+1.
steal. You can do whatever crimes you want. I don't commit crimes.
Okay.
Pummeling doesn't seem to work on uneven footing. Oh no, I'm fucked. That's it.
Oh, so you're rolling with several monks.
Yeah, we're still all monk. All monk all the time.
All monk all the time.
All monk, all the time.
I used Ramza as a monk until he maxed that shit out. Then I started bouncing him around a little bit. But I do really like I don't know if this is the most efficient thing, but like sometimes on my white mage, I have her secondary skill as the monk skills and with chakra, which is something that I don't know what it's called in your game, but it restores some health and some MP, which is very useful.
Yeah, magic points.
Did you kill them all?
Yeah, Mustadio hopes we kill these guys in time to rescue the father. The battle is won.
Congratulations, the battle is complete. You got 100 gil and a thunder rod.
Hell yeah. Check out my rod. Dank Interior. Music Zalbag, the Holy Knight, plays.
Why is he here? He's not.
He's not, it's just his music.
It's Ramza, Mustadio, and his dad.
What did you say his dad name was?
Besrodio.
I've got Besrudio.
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 Besrufio.
He is laid out, but he's alive. He tells Mustadio his wounds will heal, but those fuckers have the aura sight. Ludovic will use it to wake the machines beneath the city. In time, he may even learn to harness the sacred power of the stone itself. Sigh, I never thought the man we'd turn to for help would turn on us. There's naught we could do to foresee such treachery. Mustadio surprises his father and also me, the player and podcast host, by not being as dumb as I thought. He asks Besrudio, are you sure? And then brandishes his own blinging rock from his pocket. He says, I thought something of that sort might happen, so I took the precaution of readying a false stone.
Love precautions.
I love readying false stones. Ramza also realizes he's been had, noting that he had given a false stone to Ludovic. So you read that as Ramza's in on it. I read that as Ramza's like, oh fuck, I didn't know that was fake. I think Ramza's too dumb to be in on it, Chris.
I think you're right. I think I gave him a little bit too much credit.
At least
By
at this
the way,
point in the game.
where are we with Ramza's development as a hero?
We're on for the ride right now.
Okay.
It has been stationary, it has been static for the last 6 hours. He's waiting to see how this rock thing with the church plays out before he makes his next moral move.
But he did make a moral move to at least attempt to take the princess to safety. He is acting upon
he tried to trust the fucking church. Is that ever a good move?
I mean, he was working for Gafgarion beforehand,
Yeah,
so
well, okay.
He's not on a great streak here of trusting people.
Striking out. Mustadio takes a moment to relish. By now they've probably realized it, to see the look on their faces. Ramza performs mental math, doing the necessary brain-mind calculations to realize some shit Mustadio neglected to remember. He says, then Princess Avelia and Lady Agrias are in danger. The Cardinal was working with Ludovic to get the stone. His gambit failed, but he may try to ransom the princess and Lady Agrias for it now instead. Mustadio, much like myself when I have fucked up real bad, is in denial. He says, that's ridiculous. He would only make an enemy of the crown. Ramza explains the current ramifications of the plot to Mustadio and also some of the dumber members of the tactics audience like me.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he wants the aura sight in the first place? The people tire of war. They tire of these endless struggles for power. They are afraid and they seek salvation. The Cardinal means to use the legend of the Zodiac Braves to bring that salvation to them. Once he's gathered the stones, he'll summon the Zodiac Braves and use their power to rule.
You know what would have been more interesting if he was simply using the power of the story of the Zodiac Braves to manipulate people, and not literally trying to summon the Zodiac Braves.
I mean, ultimately, do you think the Cardinal believes in that? Or I think he may be actually trying to do what you said, like just tell people he's going to, I don't know. But this is all kind of a lot for Ramza, who just learned what this was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
To nail the plot down like this.
Mm-hmm.
But that is an interesting question you raised about what's more important, the actual fulfillment of a legend or the power of a legend.
I don't know if this game engages with those concepts, and I think it's more so engaging with how far will these people who are supposed to be good and holy go just to maintain power?
That's a good point. In spite of their objective holiness.
Because both the objective holy men and those that are supposed to be in charge and leaders like Dysadarg and people, and Larg and Glitana for that matter, who we haven't met yet,
they're all just playing their game.
All of them are trying to acquire power through various means. I don't know if the political side of things has any aspirations of also summoning the Zodiac Braves or whatever.
Yeah, I can imagine Dysadarg being like, what? No, we don't want to fucking... What?
I just want to drink wine and look out the window and say plots.
God.
I want to write scenarios. He just wants to write scenarios. That's all he really wants. He needs a world.
He needs a job where he can do that.
Well, he needs a world where he can do that, because some worlds don't need scenarios.
It's true. Speaking of how question, is church always bad in JRPG? Are legends always true?
Are legends always true in RPGs?
Unless there's two competing legends, in which case only one is true.
I think legends are always at least partially true.
Yeah, they have to be. Otherwise, why would you tell me these legends?
Yes. Let's make an RPG where the legends aren't true. And you get to the end, and it's just a guy sitting there. And he's like, fuck, you win. I'm not a monster.
I think that's Streets of Rage.
Okay.
Ramza declares our need to rescue the 2 damsels who have been distressed. Mustadio tells Ramza the roads are going to be blocked. I've never seen a road in this video game yet. What's he talking about? Nevertheless, Mustadio says, we go by ship to take them unawares. Mustadio joins the party again, I think is like a regular guy this time.
Yeah, he's now in our unit. We can treat him just like we treat anybody else, except for the fact he cannot become a squire. He is simply a machinist or an engineer. Was your party full when he joined?
No, I keep evicting the chocobos.
I had not evicted a chocobo yet, and I evicted one, and it spoke with me.
Oh yeah, what did I have to say to you?
Yeah, its default name was Marinius, and he said...
Marinius?
Marinius. Yeah. He said, or she. I think chocobos are asexual.
They're asexual, yeah.
Because we had one chocobo, then we had 2.
Cloaca, egg shitting, fertilization.
Yes. Like Namekians. He says, go home? Where will I go now? I've got nowhere. I'm sad.
Right, you monster.
Well, I mean, I've already killed half his family, so.
Hey, a little depressing information here.
Yep.
When someone like Mustadio, who is a story plot elementman, when they join our party, are they done talking in this video game? Like, is that it? Can they not become plot relevant again because they can die?
I don't think they can die. I don't think he can die.
I haven't tried to kill him yet. I just assumed.
I don't use him, so I don't know.
But like, eventually, spoiler, like Agrius, this happens to. And I think I don't know, but I think, Agrius, does that mean they'll never speak again? Like, are they done with plot? Is their role over? There
is a battle later where it is after Agrius has joined your party. If you bring her to that battle, she has specific dialogue.
Okay, so it's like an optional thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
I think that they are. I think that, well, I don't know about Mustadio, but I know that Agrius is pretty involved with the plot.
She's in the instruction manual.
Yeah. So, to answer your question, I don't think that's the case for every character.
Okay.
You got an animated cutscene coming up?
Yeah, but we're going to do it next episode, Chris.
Oh, man, I'm so disappointed. But let's consult the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. It's good to see you. On a lovely, whatever today is. Wednesday?
I think it's Wednesday. No, yes.
It is. Okay, Cliff Racer posted some sort of screenshot from Twitter. It's the worst things to happen to a Kennedy brain leaderboard. Number 8, infected by Los Plagas. Number 7, worm in brain, RFK Jr.
Wide-ranging Kennedys, not just Kennedy family. Leon Kennedy lost plaque. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Number 6, stroke, Joseph Kennedy. Number 5, tumor in it, Ted Kennedy. Number 4, lobotomy, Rosemary Kennedy.
That gets my vote, honestly.
Yeah. Number 3, knocked off the spinal cord by tree trunk, Michael Kennedy.
Yeah.
Number
playing
2,
ski football. Go ahead.
Number 2, bullet, Bobby. Number 1, bullet, JFK.
There was a candidate, the original candidate, Joseph Kennedy Jr., whatever, he blew up in a plane that had to do some bad shit to a brain.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Neat says...
Is Kennedy from MTV, is she alive? Never mind, go, I don't care.
Neat says, this is related to the conversation we had about party out situation. Maybe the models all have colliders and the game bugs out something fierce to have them exit another model.
That sounds right.
And they didn't want to unset the colliders or triggers each time.
Yeah, I'd buy that. I can actually understand what that means.
That sounds reasonable. Incorrect Blitz Input says, I played a JRPG DBZ game on the DS that was fun. There are several good DS Dragon Ball games.
I picture with that model collider thing, like them getting the note that they have to party out at some point, and then the guy going, oh, God, what if I just cut to a scene and open back up with the model?
How are we going to do this? Because I remember that the what was it called? The Udine Chronicle Rising, the one that we played on patreon.com/retroam, the action RPG thing, that had a lot
That's generous calling it an action RPG, but yeah.
The video game that we covered had the same problem of fading in and fading out, and that didn't even have parties. It was just to reset the
I remember
sprites.
being annoyed by that. Yeah. Would it be better if they
a different developer, but
if they morphed in, like beamed in like Star Trek?
Yeah. A beam in animation. Yeah.
Beam in download patch.
Make a couple of like balls come out of my character.
Yeah, balls.
Light balls come out and then they manifest.
There you go. Perfect.
I don't know.
They're stored in my locket.
I'm sure the answer is much more complicated, but I feel like it is a problem worth solving.
Yeah. With the game dev most of the time, the problem, they know about the problem as I understand it, but there was either not enough time, a budget, or resources to solve that problem effectively.
Yeah. Mambo Madness says, I can't wait for the character tournament, Mr. Funeral for the win.
We'll have to have both names for each character with the character tournament.
I have Airwolf says it looks like confessor can mean both the person confessing and the person who hears confession.
Damn. What an efficient word. Meaning two opposite things.
Damn. No missiles.
John Doe quotes, so I guess one of us said, I have no idea what the truth is. The game has successfully put you in Ram's shoes.
I do think that's cool.
Yeah. Squeak John says you also save at a church in Lufia.
Lufia I find too intimidating to engage with.
Why? Is it complicated?
I recall there being something about its genre classification that struck me as unsavory.
Tim Bagel says, try bacon, egg, and cheese on a blueberry bagel. I actually have tried egg and cheese, not the bacon, but I've tried egg and cheese on a blueberry bagel. That is it gives a good little sweetness at the end.
Generally, Tim Bagels and Wayne, any kind of food recommendation, I'll just buy instantly.
His name is Tim Bagels. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to say? Razum posted a screenshot. I think he posted this earlier today too. But
if his name is a question mark, I need you to say it like as a question mark.
Razum posted a screenshot of his team for the rest of the game. It includes Ramza, 2 red chocobos, a black chocobo, and a yellow chocobo.
Beautiful.
Great. Do it.
Monster Squad.
It's like my imp squad I had for Final Fantasy VI. You know what the imp squad?
It has been 23 years since I played Final Fantasy VI.
You can be imped in that game, right? You can be turned into an imp.
Yeah,
it's like
whatever that
being
means.
turned into a frog or a kappa or something.
Piece of shit.
And that game, you can find specific armor that is only good and weapons that are only good for imps. And you will not change back from an imp unless you go to an inn or cast a spell on you. So I changed all my characters into imps and equipped them fully with imp gear and beat the game like that.
Look at you.
Yeah.
The free time of youth.
I know, right? I also beat the game with only 3. At the end of the game, you've got to take 3 parties, and I took 3 parties of 1 character and beat the game.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I'm awesome at video games. Great.
You were awesome.
I were awesome.
Yes.
I were awesome at video games. I mean, the last time you saw me play a video game was when you walked in here and I was getting killed in Rotwood. So,
Well, that's because you had a child distraction. So
I was about to die anyway. Mumble Madness says, when I was a kid, my my fantasy wish list was Chocobo Knight. They would start mounting and have special abilities. That would be cool. Like, have you used a Chocobo in battle yet?
No, fuck no.
You can mount them, right?
Sure.
Yes, you can mount. And if you mount a flying or a black chocobo, they can fly, and then it gives you a lot of distance. But you are, of course, sacrificing a party member to do so. I have Airwolf says, what are the implications that in this world, Moogles were once sentient creatures and treated as equal, but now there's these little pig monsters?
Extremely high.
Yes.
In fact, all monsters to me, monsters seem like leftover victims of the cataclysm.
It's possible.
Like we're once men type thing.
That's possible. John Doe says magical energy mutates the fuck out of stuff in Final Fantasy 12, so if there was a catastrophic war, the entire planet probably got irradiated to absolutely fuck with the Magicite fallout.
Yeah, sure. Whatever makes the ooze.
John Doe says, this answers a question you asked earlier. John Doe says, 14 is basically like, hey, you know how Final Fantasy games reference other Final Fantasy games? What if we did that in MMO raid boss form?
I mean, that's also kind of a consequence of having to have a game that goes for 10 years.
How would you and several of your friends like a boss fight against the entire fucking Knights of the Round summon?
Sure. I feel as I get older, that stuff doesn't work on me as hard as it used to. Like now I can I used to be serviced by the fan service. Now I'm like, come on. Like I've seen so many meta shit happening now these, like it would still be awesome, I'm sure. I'd enjoy it, but
it's hit or miss for me. Like some stuff really hits. Like for example, I know it's not specifically fan service, but the X-Men 97 cartoon is hitting really good from like both being like a nostalgia thing and being actually good. And
the rare combo.
That combo is so rare that like it's rare. John Doe says, if we hadn't met Mustadio, Ramza would have met the church dude, then bumbled his way directly into the scene and got, one of these guys seems to be the bad guy. Then the battle would have played out identically. Ramza is basically JRPG Forrest Gump.
Yeah, as are most JRPG protagonists. Faye's kind of in that too. Although he actually materially affects the plot. Never mind.
John Doe says, confessor is to confessor as inflammable is to inflammable.
There you go. Same thing.
Lufia 2 owns good music, good puzzles, fun battles. Highly recommend. Lufia 2, Season 7. All right, thank you, RealNet, for your contributions tonight. We'll see you on the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode was recorded on May 15th, 2024. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro music.
You're welcome, Chris.
And thank you to WorldSend for the podcast artwork. Email us at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@retrogradeamnesia. You can find us on Twitter at retroamnesiapod. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. and get bonus episodes, early access, and access to the real net. Or you can do none of that and just turn the podcast off now. Until next time, Eric.
May 15th.
I already did that.
Did it again.
I already did it.
I've done it. May 15th, 3 times. You want to do 4th?
Today's,
you want 4?
Today is May 15th.
That's right. May the 15th be with you, Chris.
Thank you. Yes, we will kill God. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, we will kill the Zodiac Brave story.
Of God.
Of God.
Of God.
Hey, Eric.
They should invent grease water that greases your mouth up a little bit more than regular water. Sorry.
Grease water?
Yeah. Like water with oil in it. You can because sometimes you drink and it's like water's not really a lubricant. It's just more of like a refresher type thing.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
That's why I like to that's why I usually eat some Starburst or something before the podcast.
Some
really
oily
works.
candy.
These work really good.
It's a clementine. Chris is holding a clementine. He's peeling it now for some fucking reason. We're just going to eat on the pod now? Is that what we're doing, Chris? We pod eaters?
I think this one's bad. I think this one's
How long has it been sitting there, Chris?
I brought it down earlier today. I stopped eating bagels.
That sucks.
Because I can't always just eat one bagel.
Yeah.
I just will
you got to put stuff in the bagel.
I'll just go grab a bagel and just eat it.
That's fine.
But I don't want to do that all day.
It's a great vector for sandwiches. No, but you have to you can't eat bagels. It's usually just one people eat, one bagel.
That's why I don't have bagels anymore, because I just eat,
You just keep eating bagels.
I like making egg sandwiches with bagels.
Yeah, I had that today. It's delicious.
It's great. Anyway.
Air it. Ramza explains the current ramification.
Who knows the real truth about this company? Question mark.
The shadow knows.
Balls.
Playtime's over!